This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad. Right now, get a free Blackstone 8-piece accessory kit when you buy a Blackstone 28-inch griddle. Plus, get 2 free select Craftsman V20 tools when you buy an RP brushless drill and impact driver combo kit. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Toby Tom Plate. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Tigers are wheels up tomorrow to Omaha. And before they get out of here, courtesy of our friends at Our Lady, the Lake Champion Health Partner of LSU Athletics, we have got Kade Anderson, Bear Jones, Steven Milam, all in studio with us. Gentlemen, thanks for making the time. Congrats. How are you?
Doing well.
How are you?
Doing good. Doing great.
Let me first start. This is my first look at the hair. Is it all right, walk me through the decision to go back to last year's hair. This is the same do, right?
Yeah, it's the same do.
Yeah.
A different person did it. It's probably about 3 weeks old.
Okay. Faded a bit?
Faded a little bit.
Yeah. What was the purple or is that?
It's blonde and then with purple stripes.
Oh my God. Can you just do head down right there so you can look at that. It's so good. Do you get ever everybody obviously recognizes you anyway, but did that just make you more of a target? Like it's just unmistakable who's walking down the street?
I normally have a hat on if I'm walking around the street.
I love it. If I'm gonna make that choice, right? I'm not wearing a hat. Got to, man. It looks good, dude. Any of it superstitious?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Rocking the same batting glove, same cleats we've been winning, so
yeah.
Keep it going.
You guys have superstitions as well? Baseball players are the most superstitious guys. Kay, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I wear the same underwear every time I pitch. Obviously, they're washed, but I do wear it every time I pitch. I wear the same underwear.
What is not to be too personal, but what do we rock here? We're going boxers, briefs. Is they just?
No, they're like dry fit. They're Viore underwear.
Okay, I mean it's a little awkward that I had to ask, but it's a standard natural question. But you do wash them?
Yes.
What if you lose? What if you win? Do you feel like you got to not wash them?
No, I wash them every time.
I'd be tempted not to wash them. Bear, you?
Kind of the same thing, like same socks, same underwear, same undershirt for the most part.
Yeah.
Same sleeve.
Okay, the sleeve is one I get asked a lot. Like, how do you decide? Do you go the pink or the blue or whatever?
Well, the blue was just the one time. I think it was either autism night or prostate cancer.
Yeah, prostate
night. And then I homered that day, so I wore it again the next day.
So it wasn't just one day. You see, I mean, you guys, superstitious baseball guys. Hey, I'll go ask. We'll kind of bounce around. If anybody wants to jump in, feel free to do it. But, it's obviously a great time. Bear, you got to experience this 2 years ago, but for you guys, first time, final outs recorded, the dog pile's coming. What your expectation was? I'll start with you, Cade, being a Louisiana guy. Your expectation of what that felt like and then to actually experience it.
Yeah, I was really just trying to embrace the moment and kind of just do it all with the guys around me. And just super grateful for the opportunities I've had from a guy from Louisiana. It's kind of what you dream about. And to have that experience as a as a kid growing up here, it's just been such an honor.
Yeah. Monster, what about you?
I mean, just all the stuff I've been through, my family, and Coach Johnson giving me an opportunity, and how much work we've put in. That's kind of you dream of coming to LSU and going to Omaha and winning a World Series. So it was just a surreal moment for me.
Did you ever wonder, like, especially your last year going on the road, coming up short, like, was there any point where you wonder, like, will it happen? Like, will we actually get there?
There was no will it. It's like a matter of time when it's going to happen. Kind of just we all learned from what happened last year, and we're all mentally stronger and toughened together, like Coach says this year, to overcome that.
Yeah, what do you think is the biggest difference from what got you over the hump this year from a year ago when you guys came out just short?
We got the right guys on the bus, and we're willing to die for each other this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Bear, like you've been there. I mean, you went as a freshman, won it all. It's a pretty cool thing to experience. So you've experienced the high and then not getting there. How would you compare what this felt like compared to 23?
Yeah, it was a different feeling for me for sure because, 23 I wasn't necessarily on the field. Played a good majority of the first half of that season and then kind of sat the bench the second half of that year and watched it. And it was still amazing to watch. And I still remember that like it was yesterday, all the guys on the field and hugging everybody afterwards. And then this year, being at first base, watching Chase, strike the last guy out at 100 and something miles an hour, and just the same kind of thing, just hugging everybody and telling them how excited I was and how awesome and how grateful I was that they were my teammates. And, I'm super grateful for the opportunity to go back there and see what happens.
I'm glad you brought up Chase because I love asking the LSU guys questions about each other. Like, you've obviously hit against him. Like, what is that like to look at 101 coming at you?
It's not fun.
Yeah, no doubt, right? But I'll never stand in the box against 101. So what is that like compared to 95, 97?
Yeah, it's not all that different, I would say. With Chase, he sinks it so well, though, that, by the time the ball gets to you, if it doesn't start well above your belt, and you swing at it, it's going to be beating your barrel below you. So you really got to get him up in the zone. And he just does a good job of really throwing low in the zone. And when it's 101, it's really hard to square up.
Yeah. Kay, do you, when you go to inter squads and you're facing these guys, either them or anybody, who got you the most?
That's a hard question. I'd say Curriell was a tough at bat. I'm not sure necessarily someone in particular got me, but he's a tough at bat, and he's so disciplined. And obviously these guys as well, but DC's a good at bat. I don't think many people get you. From basically what we've seen this year, that's got to be pretty incredible for you guys too to watch him pitch. Or like when you're watching Kade throw, leads the country in strikeouts. You're sitting right behind him at shortstop. Like, what's a game like for you watching him throw?
Kind of takes the stress off our offense a little bit. We don't got to score as many runs, but
he doesn't like to hear that.
I know we didn't hit him all fall, so we kind of knew he was going to be this good. But he gives us a chance in every single game, and we're fighting for him on defense also. And when we're putting up good at bats, we're the toughest team to beat.
Yeah. Steven Milam, Bear Jones, Kade Anderson all in studio with us, courtesy of our friends at Our Lady of the Lake, champion health partner of LSU Athletics, great partner of ours here on After Further Review as well. So we're so grateful for the opportunity to talk to these guys and you guys for making the time to be with us here before your busy schedule take off for Omaha. Yeah, but Kade, a lot of people have talked, guys talking about you. Steven said you knew you were going to be this good. You've just taken a meteoric rise, right? From freshman year, seemed like you were finding your way to now arguably the best pitcher in the country. At what point in the offseason, or did you at some point in the offseason feel like, all right, it clicked, or what whatever that feels like to know you were ready to make that step?
Yeah, I think it just taking consideration for the guys I face on a regular basis weekly, and when you face guys like Monster and Jared weekly, it kind of prepares you for the situations throughout the season. And give a lot of credit to Coach Yessie for helping me out, realistically, mentally, and more than physically, and obviously getting in the weight room, but mentally I've kind of just taken the next step to further my career.
What did he, Coach Yeski, I'm glad you brought up Coach, because you're watching the broadcast on Saturday, when you came to the dugout, the cameras kind of put it on the conversation he's having with you. What does he tell you when your day's done, either Saturday or any day? Like, what are those conversations like with the pitching coach?
Yeah, I think it's everything just a learning lesson for me, and there's always something to learn from each outing. and just taking that step to just figure out what's the next step, and just having that mindset of it's never good enough, and I kind of like that way, and really just at that point I'm rooting on my teammates and just want to win. That's all.
Did you have a feeling coming into this season it would be this good? Like to where, I mean, I don't know if you pay attention to the drafts and all, but like everyone's saying you're going to be top 5, top 10, top 5. Like, did you have a feeling it could be this good this year?
No, I mean, I didn't really look at it too much, and I just want to win at the end of the day. Like you said earlier, I'm a kid from Louisiana that just wants to go to Omaha.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to take it in all at once right now, and I'm really grateful for the experience I've gotten.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of LSU fans who still ask, like, hey, man, any chance he comes back? I'm like, I think he loves LSU, but probably, the name's going to be called early enough to go, and I think everyone's going to understand that. But we got one more segment with the guys. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. Kade Anderson, Bear Jones, Steven Milam, courtesy of Our Lady of the Lake, champion health partner of LSU Athletics. We'll ask them about their experience with some of the docs from the lake and also facing Arkansas again, going up to Omaha. We'll get to all that as we continue here on AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for more than 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. By the way, we were also talking just a bit ago. Like 2 years ago when LSU went up to Omaha, Gordon went and bought 8,888 Jell-O shots to make sure LSU was a 2-time national champ on the field and at Rocco's. Of course, Gordon is a great Tiger fan who's done great NIL deals with lots of not only Tiger athletes, but athletes all over the state of Louisiana, both men's and women's sports. Your football, baseball, basketball, the Olympic sports as well. Gordon's just a great supporter of the community. Does so much to give back. The laptop giveaway during graduation season, the bicycle giveaways during the holiday season. Gordon, you go to darn near any charity event, you're going to see that G, that bold G right there, because Gordon loves to give back to the community. He often says it's given him so much. So you can do the same. If you've been injured, you need an attorney, you know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
All right, rolling along. We are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Glad to have Kade Anderson, Bear Jones, Steven Milam all in studio with us here. These guys take off for Omaha tomorrow, but in partnership with our friends at Our Lady of the Lake, champion health partner of LSU Athletics, they're good enough to. I just got off the practice field earlier today and came over here to spend a couple of segments with us, talk here before they head to Omaha tomorrow. We were talking also. We're going to talk to Michael Anderson tomorrow. He did did custom cleats for all you. What was your project like?
Yeah, it was super cool, and I think he's just so creative, and I don't really know how he does it or comes up with these ideas. But and he's such a nice dude, and he's easy to root for, and always try to help him out as his little deals goes on as well.
Yeah, it's Boot Up Customs.
Yeah, Boot Up Customs, that's right.
Yeah.
And he's just so talented and does a really good job with it.
The ones he did for you were like fuzzy, right? It was like textured.
Yeah, he did some fuzzy ones for me last.
Did you wear them?
I did. I wore them against Florida, I believe, here.
Okay.
Or A&M.
How in the world did you get the dirt out of them, or did you?
I didn't. They're still there. They're sitting in the bottom of my locker right now. I was gonna bring them out this year, but I haven't yet.
So good. Bear, you got customs?
Not from him.
You got who did yours?
Brad Duncan.
Oh no, Brad. Let's go. Big dunk. Shout out, man. I don't know, man. That's there's two things that people that know me. There's two things I spend money on: whiskey and sneakers. Like it's. I mean, I don't hunt or fish or do anything else. I don't have season tickets to anything. I use them on a press pass. So like I've got way too many shoes, but I love it too. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to expect this week facing Arkansas, going back to Omaha. Of course, we're thrilled to have this partnership with Our Lady of the Lake, who brought you all in here today, and they've been great to us as well. And I know each of you have had an experience with Dr. Robinson, who's the team doc, who's a physician at Our Lady of the Lake. I mean, me or anybody listening could go see the same guy that's taking care of you. Kate, I'll start with you. Let's go around, like maybe experience just with Dr. Robinson or the physicians there at Our Lady of the Lake.
Yeah, he comes in our dugout every game, and he's a good dude, easy to talk to, and he does a really good job. Actually, in the middle of the season, I had a cyst in my mouth that he removed. So and it was like it took like 15 minutes, but it just like that. And he's just a nice dude and always easy to talk to, and just glad he's there.
Yeah, I'm going to come back and ask you about getting hit with the ball off the bat in a second, because I totally forgot, but I do want to come back. Bear, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I remember after Saturday's game, it was so hot. I mean, that was the hottest I remember it being on the field. He gave me an IV after the game, and got me rejuvenated for tomorrow's or the next day, and was able to go out there and compete on Sunday.
Yeah, love it, man.
Yeah, he's a really down-to-earth guy. He gave us an IV also. I remember last year he took care of me when I broke my foot at the end of the year, and was checking up on me all summer.
Yeah, man. It's I think it is so important to mention that the same physicians, the same health care that these guys receive, like the athletes at LSU, that's the same health care that you can receive through Our Lady of the Lake. They're a champion health partner of LSU, not just the athletics, but the students on campus, and then through their various hospitals and clinics. That level of health care, the access, the convenience is available for all of us across the whole FMOL health system, multi-state health system with 18,000 employees. The more I learn about Our Lady of the Lake and Franciscan missionaries of Our Lady, the more impressed I am and the more appreciative I am, certainly for the partnership. Kate, I want to ask, so we all held our breath when you got hit with the ball on Saturday. Was it Saturday or was it Sunday? The days run together. It was Saturday. Yeah. Walk me through that. I mean, obviously we saw what happened, but walk me through what happened, what you felt.
Yeah, I think it all started with through a pitch right down the middle. So that was the first problem. And yeah, I got smoked, and it hurt for a second, but I knew in order for our team to win, save our bullpen, I needed to stay in the game, and I'm gonna do whatever's best for the team. And yeah, it hurt, but it went away pretty quickly.
Let's guys, we got a few minutes with you here. Let's talk about Omaha. Let's talk about the opener against Arkansas. I mean, there's two ways to look at it, right? The familiarity, team you've already beaten in a series, but then there's also is it hard to beat them again? You like playing that you all drew Arkansas again? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. I feel like we can line up with anybody. Got the best 1-2 punch in the country, and the best bullpen, and whoever coach writes in that lineup is going to go out there and compete and try and win a ball game.
Yeah. The first game against Arkansas was one of the ones that ended at 1:17 a.m. It's when you scored on Fry's sac fly. Hell of a slide coming into home as well. It was awesome to see. Did any hesitation at all that if you were going to make it or not?
No. I mean, JJ was in my ear the whole time saying, yes, 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 you're going. So once he caught the ball, I was like, man, I got to get going. And I'm a pretty big guy. It's a lot of mass to get going. So I'm not the fastest, but fast enough.
Were you worried that it was too shallow? Is there any point in that run where you're like, God, please get me there?
That's what I was hoping for.
Y'all are going to face Zach Root. I would presume. I don't know that Arkansas is named a starter, but he started in that game. What was it like, lefty starter, their Friday night guy? What was it like facing him?
Yeah, he's a tough at bat. I mean, you saw him shove this past weekend against Tennessee, who's one of the best offenses in the country. So it's going to be tough, going out there, and we're going to have to compete, like Monster said, in the box 1 through 9, work pitch counts, and try and get in that bullpen early.
Yeah. Is there anything specifically that you remember about facing him that that approach-wise that you'll take this time?
Just going to see what he's attacking us with and, try and run the pitch count up and get to the bullpen.
Is it whenever you put together a game plan offensively, obviously you're going in with a plan, but how much of it is you can watch film or go with a plan, or is you're adjusting based on what a pitcher's doing that day?
You can do both, I'd say. I'd say Coach Johnson puts together a really good plan, and then you obviously know yourself better than anybody, and you can run your plan and kind of mix them together. It just depends on how you feel and what's going on in the game, the situation, whatever it calls for.
Anything, Bear, that you would adjust during the game to a guy, maybe adjust your plan based on what they're doing?
I would say for the most part, I just get pitched differently than most guys, as far as off-speed to fastball ratio. So for the most part, I go up there knowing I'm going to get a steady mix of a lot of different pitches. And lately I've just been trying to be really patient and selective at the plate and just wait out pitchers and try and get one pitch in at bat or one pitch a game and not miss it.
Yeah. Does it that's got to be hard knowing you're going to get one in at bat or one a game. But do you did you get pitched differently when you were batting second or when you dropped down?
I would say when I was batting second, there was an attention to me in the lineup. And I think, with Ethan being in the 2-hole the past week, and there was attention to him in the 2-hole with the regional that he had. And so being in the 5-hole this weekend was just kind of I wouldn't say there was less of a target on me or less of a attention to me. It was just the pitcher, as Coach Johnson would say, maybe he was tired after facing the first 4 guys in the lineup, and he had to face Monster and Jake before me, who always are running tough at bats, and they're left-handed, and then a right-hander comes up, so it's just a different look.
Okay, give me a perspective from a pitcher on that, on how you may approach a guy in a lineup differently if they're in the 2-hole or the 5-hole. Give me just the perspective from a pitcher.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot to it. I mean, if you see Jared step in the box, I think it doesn't matter where he's hitting. You have to kind of pitch him a little different. But at the same time, you got to attack. I think you have to have the mindset. It's you're just playing pitch and catch, and you don't really change your plan against a different hitter. But with a guy like Jared, you have to have a steady mix and really just be careful.
What about facing a guy like Monster?
Yeah, Monster, he's got really good bat-to-ball skills, so just another tough at-bat. I mean, on our team, there's not a lot of easy at-bats, and really just got to go out there and pitch and compete.
Yeah. You a lot's been made, Monster, about like what you've done. I read earlier in 11 postseason games, you got 12 RBI. It's just incredible productivity. Do you feel differently in the postseason? Anything approach different?
Not really. I kind of just lock in more and just find my groove at that time, and not trying to do too much. Just trying to win for the team and win for the guys, and that's the biggest thing. When runners are on base, you got to get them in. Because you never know, that could be the winning run right there. And Cade's gonna give us 8 innings with no runs sometimes, and all we have to do is score 1. So just being locked in and focused on my plan, and getting it to the next guy, whether it's Jared or whoever's behind me, up a chance.
Would you prefer the grand slam or the bases clearing double?
Probably the bases clearing double.
Okay.
That one was I've never heard the box that loud.
Well, put me in that moment. Like obviously they walk the bases loaded, you're up. Like, what are you thinking? What pitch is coming? And then obviously connecting the way you did, ripping it.
Yeah, he was struggling to throw strikes to me in the first at bat, so I was trying to wait him out, and he was a 2-1 count. He missed with the heater, and I put a good swing on it. I think the first baseman tipped it off his glove, and it was a double, and I was pretty excited for our guys, and then we added a couple more runs and just kept adding, and kind of they felt it, and they started to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah, man. Omaha is almost here for the Tigers. Bear, you've been there. We were talking in the break a little bit about just how long that can be, right? Especially if you go all the way through the championship series. What do you do with a lot of the downtime that you have in Omaha?
Yeah, I just remember, hanging out at the hotel. All my family kind of at one point or another made their way out there. We would have kind of practices, workouts throughout the day. Maybe in the morning we would go over to like Creighton or the University of Omaha and do like hitting or take some ground balls or something just to get our legs moving around. But for the most part, just, watch the games, enjoy being there. I think it's an awesome experience. It's something that not everybody just gets to do. Like LSU doesn't just get to go to Omaha. We had to work really hard to get there and win a lot of ball games. And so I'm just going to try to enjoy it and soak it all in.
What was it like having the fan support there? You'll have it all year, right? Obviously, we know. The LSU leads the nation in attendance every year. But, in Omaha, it turns into like LSU North. So what's supposed to be a neutral site isn't. So what's that like?
It's unbelievable. I can still remember like Game 3 when the national anthem concluded and they always say Tigers instead of Brave. And, there was chills down my spine, like all throughout my body. And then they started the LSU chant and you couldn't hear the person next to you having a conversation. So it was unbelievable. And they stuck around throughout games all this year till 1:17 in the morning.
Yeah, did that.
I'm excited to see what they bring for Omaha.
I got to ask about the delays. It's like an inordinate amount of delays this year. Like, what do y'all do during the delays? You go sleep? What do you do?
Yeah, well, sometimes we play Mafia. Monster does as much, but Jared and I play a little bit of Mafia in the locker room, but really just staying off our feet and kind of just having fun. We're with our best friends and just really grateful to be there. Like I said, much times it's LSU baseball. You don't take that for granted.
Yeah, fans kind of like melt, right? It's like, why are they delaying the game even more? Does it bother y'all as much?
I think we're used to it now.
It got to be, right? I don't know. Sometimes you get weird pop-up storms in the Midwest in June, but here's hoping that it's a really clean week. Last thing, and Kate, I'll ask you the last question because of the group, you're the only one from Louisiana. And everybody that grows up in the state you want to put on that uniform and play in the College World Series for LSU. Like, I'm certain this is something you've dreamed of now that it's here. Like, I'm sure it's stirring a lot of emotions of what you thought as a kid and where you are now. What's that like for you?
Yeah, like I said a bunch of times, I'm just really grateful for the opportunities. And I get to deal with my guys. And I think that's the best part about it, and just kind of living in the moment. And this is my dream.
What was it like for you watching it in Omaha in 23?
Yeah, I got to watch Game 1 and Game 2 of the finals, and just really special. And you don't understand as an LSU fan until you're in a kind of situation like that in Omaha with there's probably, I'm not sure how many, 20,000 LSU fans surrounding the field, and just really grateful, and I want that to happen again, so we need to keep on winning.
You watched game 1 and 2?
Yeah. I had to go back. I had to go back. I was moving into LSU as a freshman last year.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to go back and move in. So.
Oh, man, dude. Like, I'm so sorry that you've got to end it on a different note this time, man. Like, make sure you're there for the dog pile this time and participate. Yeah. Kade Anderson, Jared Jones, Steven Milam, good enough to spend a couple minutes with us, courtesy of our friends at Our Lady of the Lake. Gentlemen, good luck. Safe travels. Have a great week in Omaha. Everyone here is pulling for you. Wish you the best of luck. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate all of you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it a lot.
Cool. Appreciate it, guys. All right, we'll knock out a quick break. Stay here.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance, the Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown, right there on Blue Bonnet. Remember, if you got an event coming up here in 2025, call my friend Allison Crump over at Renaissance. She's the event coordinator. And I love what she says. She always says, we're in the business of saying yes. So it doesn't matter if it's the LSU football team the Friday night before home games, they stay at the Renaissance. Their team meals, it's in the Grand Ballroom where they can host 500 people. There are smaller rooms where they have breakout meetings for positional meetings. Maybe it's a wedding reception. Maybe it's a fundraiser. Maybe you got a corporate board meeting you need with a dozen people coming in town. They can accommodate that for you as well. They'll manipulate their 13,000 square foot of meeting space to make sure they can accommodate whatever event you have coming. And, of course, it's convenient. It's right there on Blue Bonnet across from the mall and Perkins Row. It's the Renaissance Hotel. So check them out. Call my friend Allison Crump at the Renaissance Hotel today. Right there on Blue Bonnet. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She likes the way it's pulling while we're tilling up a land. She's even kind of crazy about my farmer's tan.
All right, rolling along here in hour number 2. Our Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Of course, Kade Anderson was in here just a smidge ago with us, and you can go to Facebook or Instagram. Check out the Sunshine John Deere page on Facebook or Instagram, and you'll see the post with Kade Anderson in it. They're giving away a turtleback, so really cool. It's like a John Deere branded product. You can check it out. I'm trying to pull it up here so I can show you. And my device here isn't working, unfortunately, but go to Facebook or Instagram. You'll see it right there. It's all the how to enter, right? The like, share, comment, tag a friend, all that sort of stuff. But you can win it just in time for Father's Day. So check it out. Make sure you're following Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Again, thanks to those guys, Kade Anderson, Bear Jones, Steven Milam, for hanging out with us for a couple of minutes here in the studio. I know it's just a busy time, right? So for them to pop over, very grateful they were willing to do that. And thanks to Our Lady of the Lake for facilitating and making that happen. Jordan Arsamon in 25 minutes will be in studio as well. We learned a day ago that Jordan's leaving the LSU football program to accept a job with Athletes First, which is a sports agency. So Jordan's going to be with us here in studio in 15 minutes. New Orleans Saints had the first day of mandatory minicamp on Tuesday, and there were 88 current New Orleans Saints there and 2 tryout players. And one of the tryout players is a name that should be very familiar to all of us. Cam Akers, the former 5-star running back who, man, LSU was in on Cam Akers right there to the very end of that recruitment. He ends up going to Florida State, as we well know. In the 2020 NFL Draft, he was a second-round pick of the LA Rams and has had a 5-year NFL career that after a good rookie season with the Rams where he ran for over 600 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Injuries limited him in 2021, played in just one game, came back with the Rams in 2022, played in 15 games with 9 starts, ran for nearly 800 yards, 7 touchdowns, and then the Rams traded him to Minnesota during the 2023 season. So he played for the Rams, the Vikings. Then in 24, he played for the Texans, then back to the Minnesota Vikings. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster of a career here for Cam Akers, who came into the NFL with so much promise and potential, but unfortunately, of course, injuries have limited him a bit, and now he's trying to to catch on with the Saints after being with the Rams, the Vikings, the Texans, and then back to Minnesota. But Kellen Moore, after practice on Tuesday, talked about bringing in Cam Akers for a tryout.
Yeah, Cam's an experienced player. He's done a lot throughout this league, and as you go through this, you're always trying to evaluate as many players as you possibly can. And so, I felt like it was a great opportunity, and really fired up that he was willing to come out here.
So, there's a couple of ways to look at it. There is the need for the player, and then also what the player's worth or what the player's role might be. As I mentioned last year, Akers is only 25 years old, so he's still a young player. And we talk about the shelf life of a running back, and typically by age 30 is when you see running backs decline, start their decline. Akers only 25, and last year was with the Texans and the Vikings, and combined ran for 400 yards, a couple of touchdowns, caught 14 passes. So he's again, a versatile player. And he was traded to the Vikings during the 2023 season and then signed with the Texans last offseason. And then the Texans traded him back to Minnesota. So Minnesota's traded for Cam Akers twice. A little surprising that he's not back there, considering they've traded for him twice. But Kevin O'Connell last year, the Vikings head coach, last year talked about trading for Akers for the second time.
Cam has looked really good, whether it was the early reps in preseason with the Texans or, scoring against us when we played. Cam's been somebody that we didn't necessarily want to let go to somebody else last offseason, but good football players, that tends to happen. Really is a depth move, has no bearing on kind of our current running back situation, Aaron.
So it was someone they didn't want to let go. That's good. And again, if you're going to trade for a player twice, it says you like the player. And if you go back even further, Sean McVay, of course, was coach of the Rams whenever they drafted Cam and had him there. And as we mentioned, injuries are kind of one of the big questions for Cam Akers. And this was McVay talking about Akers' ability to bounce back from those injuries.
Yeah, I think just resilience. I mean, the guy's mentally tough. I mean, you look at it, and I saw Cam. It was good to see even in the Hall of Fame game, be able to do what he's done. But when he came back from the first Achilles and you look at the timetable and, Dr. Elitrosh, has some amazing things that he's able to do to accelerate that, but that's a real credit to Cam and the work ethic, that he has and really what he's put in. And so you can't say enough about just, people that overcome things. Cam's got examples of being able to do that, and you're pulling for him.
There's a lot of reasons you just heard Sean McVay say, to pull for the guy, right? He's had multiple injuries, including the Achilles. He was actually in 2024. He got votes for comeback player of the year. It's a really unfortunate thing when a talented player has his career limited by injuries, but that's what's happened with Cam Akers with two pretty serious injuries so far in his NFL career. When you look at New Orleans, this is a team that is obviously looking for an improvement in the running game. I personally think that has to start up front. And the investment in the offensive line has to pay off. Moving Trevor Penning to a more natural position at guard is going to be a big part of that. You've drafted Kelvin Banks, who you hope is going to be your franchise left tackle. You're moving Taliesin Fuaga to right tackle, which was his position in college, probably a more natural NFL position. Like, that investment in the offensive line has to pay off in your running game. I don't know what to expect from Alvin Kamara. Part of me, quite honestly, is just waiting for the other shoe to drop, because while Alvin is a guy who notoriously trains on his own in the offseason and has had his share of injuries throughout his career, Alvin Kamara had a very productive season last year. After 3 consecutive seasons of declining production, had a very nice bounce back last year. And at 30 years old, I'm wondering, okay, what do you do for an encore? Let's see it. There's obviously a lot of reason to be excited about Devin Neal coming in from Kansas. You've got Kendre Miller, who you used a third-round pick on, that you're hoping can stay healthy and be a productive player for you as well. He was drafted kind of with the intention of being the next Alvin Kamara, being Kamara's replacement. But so far, injuries haven't allowed him to be a productive player. Now, remember last year in camp? Do you remember last year in camp when Dennis Allen was point blank said, can't make the team in the training room? I mean, or hard to evaluate a player that hasn't been out here. I mean, Dennis Allen was taking the most passive-aggressive shots at Kendre Miller all throughout training camp. So maybe with a new head coach, slate wiped clean, maybe it's a new opportunity for Kendre Miller. And Kellen Moore's even said that it's a new opportunity for these third-year players. And then you've got Clyde as well, who's a former first-round pick, but he kind of falls in the same category as Cam Akers, the young veteran back who's been around, isn't necessarily going to be a bell cow, more of a depth piece to see how that may look. That can give you depth at the running back spot. If Cam Akers is healthy, 25-year-old Cam Akers can be a very productive player for you. But the question becomes, would you rather that be Kendre Miller still on a rookie deal, realizing his potential with a lot of tread still on the tires, having not gone through Achilles injuries or anything like that? I mean, that's, in my opinion, the best case for New Orleans. The guy that you used a third-round pick on, manifesting and realizing that potential to have a great season. Like, that would be awesome. And then, you look after his rookie deal's done. Do you want to extend him? And maybe he does become the transition from Alvin Kamara to the player that we all thought hoped he could be whenever you drafted him. Someone like Clyde, who I love, or Cam Akers, those are veteran depth pieces that's just patchworking a backfield together and doesn't feel like a long-term solution. What you want to have here is either Kendre Miller or Devin Neal become awesome. That can become your future RB1 to replace Alvin Kamara when that day comes. If Cam Akers makes the team, it feels like he would be making it at the expense of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And obviously Clyde's from Baton Rouge, played at LSU. We're all very biased and want to have Clyde make the team and have a great year. But it really feels like those two dudes are vying for that spot. So we'll see what direction it goes. But if the New Orleans Saints even offer Cam Akers a contract based on how it goes with this tryout. But it's an interesting one to watch. And clearly the Saints are still looking to improve at running back if they're going to continue to bring in veteran workout players at that position. So Cam Akers, someone we all know of well, working out for and trying out for the New Orleans Saints here at minicamp. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. If you are hitting the road this summer for that family vacation, make sure you bring the thing to Shaw Bills first. Tire rotations, oil changes, brake squeaking, check engine lights. Maybe you need new tires. Remember, at Shaw Bills, they'll sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices. And maybe something else worth mentioning. Maybe as the summer comes and you're looking for a new job and you're a qualified mechanic, check out Shaw Bills. I mean, they have the careers page at ShawBillsTire.com. You can see hit the careers tab. You'll see all the jobs that are currently open at all the different Shaw Bills locations. It's Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com, Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review, man. Thanks so much. Shay Dixon was here in hour number 1. Ross Jackson was here. If you missed the very start of the show, Ross was here, kind of gave us a Saints minicamp update. He was out at practice today. All 3 days are open to the media. Today and tomorrow are open to the public. I think it sold out, so I don't want to put up bad information so as to suggest to go out there, but go to NewOrleansSaints.com to get information. But it is open to the media all 3 days, so we'll get you updates from Saints minicamp each of these 3 days. Shay Dixon was here last hour, and you heard Kade Anderson, Bear Jones, Steven Milam all in studio with us here just a bit ago. And in 15 minutes, Jordan Arcemont's going to hang out. We'll look forward to that conversation with Jordan as he leaves LSU for a position with Athletes First. All right, it is After Further Review. We'll knock out a quick break. Muse will have Tigers and the Pros to wrap up hour number 2 next.
After Further Review.
If you want to regain that vitality, the proverbial fountain of youth, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help you get there. Now, I know. I hear it all the time. The name, the logo with the steeple on it, the funny thing. A lot of that is to bring levity into a conversation that's hard for a lot of men to have. But it's so much more than just ED. Yes, they have multiple different avenues for ED treatments if you suffer from that. And you know you do, and if you do, have that conversation. But it's so much more. Hormone replacement therapy. Learn more about testosterone therapy, the benefits for cardiovascular health, for prostate health, for mental clarity, for energy levels, for libido. You want to live a more vital life? Don't just get older and weaker and slower and more brain fog. Regain that vitality. They can help. Lowest prices, Never any contracts. It's a simple blood test. Learn more at yourgoodwood.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad you're hanging out with us here on this Tuesday edition of AFR. Again, Jordan Arsamon will be with us here in studio in about 15 minutes from right now. A lot to do in hour number 3. Brian Kelly was on the College Game Day podcast earlier today. We'll get some of what he had to say. Kellen Moore wrapping up day 1 of Saints mandatory minicamp. So a lot to get to. Glad you're hanging out with us here. But we do it every day right about now. Muso, Tigers and the Pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, we'll start with an update on Aaron Nola. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Aaron Nola underwent an MRI exam on Monday, and that revealed the cause of injury to his right side. It's a stress reaction in his rib. He has now officially been shut down for 2 weeks. He will not throw a baseball.
Well, that's way better than what you'd kind of led into, or what I thought, maybe as you said that. When you said MRI, I'm going, no.
Yeah, well, it's just frustrating for Nola because you'll remember he was initially placed on the injured list back on May 16th with a right ankle sprain. That was after getting off to really the roughest start of his career. He's getting set to return from the ankle sprain, gets the stress reaction in the rib. So now it's 2 weeks without throwing. We'll update you once again, hopefully with better news for Aaron Nola as he looks to return here in 2025. There we go. Yeah, get it in. Get it in. Get it in. Look, Matt, another former LSU Tiger got promoted in the minor leagues. No. This is Jacob Mizorowski. No. But he got promoted.
Yeah.
From the Brewers.
Does he count?
I mean, he was signed to LSU.
That's true. He did sign.
He signed.
So he was official.
He was coming here.
Did he ever enroll?
That I don't know. But he's going to the show. Brewers called him up from AAA. Spent his whole season. We're going to count it for today. Spent his whole season in AAA. Kid struck out 80 in 63 innings. He's up to 103.
What?
Has an ERA of 2.13. He's going to start for the Brewers on Thursday.
If you want to connect the dots with Jacob Mizorowski, he would have been on the 2023 national championship team. And unfortunately for Grant Taylor, great for Grant Taylor, got called up yesterday, but also was on the 23 team, but was shut down that year after having Tommy John.
Bro. We played the what-if game yesterday with the Taylor news. Can you imagine if Jacob Mizorowski was on that team? Particularly the top 2 in your rotation, Skeens and Mizorowski, just both throwing 102?
I mean,
what in the world?
I know, but you also understand why those guys, then they don't show up on campus. But there's been so many of them over the years. Connor Griffin's probably the next one.
Oh, I was going to get to him. He got called up yesterday at a level 2. I was like, since we counted Mizorowski, we might as well count Connor Griffin. He's going to high A ball now. He had 300 and whatever.
He's got a ways to go, but he'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's you can't help but wonder. But I do love that NIL rev share is getting more of these guys to campus. And also, I know I don't mean to.
No, go ahead.
But,
go ahead.
But I think you'd agree with this as well. How quickly guys from college are making it through the minors is a great selling point to go to college.
Yeah.
Don't ride a bus and stay in crappy hotels and the minors. Come to LSU and play in front of 12,000 people. And then spend 12, 18 months in the minors.
Look at Jack Caglione. He just got called up.
Right.
Wyatt Langford made the opening day roster as a rookie.
Caglione had a 4-hit day yesterday.
I mean, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's there for sure. Cruz, Skeens, they're already up there. So, yeah. What could have been with Jacob Mizorowski? That's just insane. 103. Angel Reese is back on the floor with the Sky tonight. They're in action versus the Liberty Liberty. We'll get you an update on that tomorrow. That's Tigers and the Pros.
Presented by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parish Construction and Roofing. Told you again, if you go to the website, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com, right there on the homepage, boom, the first thing that's going to pop up, the $10,000 giveaway. We're doing it for a third time now. We did $5,000. We did $10,000. Now we're doing $10,000 yet again. It is storming right now in Baton Rouge. I mean, it looks like some Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore type stuff outside in Baton Rouge right now. If you have or think you might have issues with your roof, let us help. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Got a call today from a buddy who said, hey, my neighbor across the street has had multiple roofing companies that won't even come out because of the type of tile roof that they have. 2-story house. It's the original roof. It's like 100 years old. Nobody wants to touch it. We all do it? Heck yeah, we will. Come on. We got all the expertise to do any type of roof, commercial or residential. Parish Construction and Roofing. Do business with someone you know. That's parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. And go register to win $10,000. All you got to do is let us give you a free no-obligation roofing inspection. Parishbuilt.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Thrilled to have you hanging out with us here on this Tuesday edition, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. LSU football got great personal news for Jordan Arsamad, disappointing news for LSU football. Jordan will join us in studio when we come back on AFR.
After Further Review.
Rouse's is the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Y'all love telling you about Rouse's. I love walking into Rouse's no matter what I'm looking for. I mean, there's days where I'll pop over to Rouse's, Burbank, and Lee for lunch. I'll just pop in, run over there, grab that chicken teriyaki bowl, which I love. Maybe you want crawfish or shrimp. They're hot and boiled kiosk, bag, tag, ready to go. Grab and go. Maybe with the summer here, you're ready to build a better burger. Be grilling out this weekend. LSU playing Saturday, 6 o'clock against Kansas. How about you go to Rouse's, grab some patties, some ground beef, build your better burger, and let Rouse's help. You need all the sides. You got that as well at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And you can always check out the weekly ad. Remember, go to the website, the app. There's the weekly ad tab right there. How you can save when you go and do your grocery shopping at Rouse's. More than 70 locations. Rouse's. This feels like home.